What's up, kitty cat? All right, we're gonna try to sneak in an episode of Play With Me. We're jumping right back in. We got some D&D tonight, so get ready for that. We're picking right up on the last episode one shot that Dayton DM for us. So at 8, we're gonna be jumping into all that fun. But I'm gonna get in here and get an episode in real quick. I was thinking about this game all day at work. Right, kitty cat? It's so fun. I'm at the new area, so I want to kind of turn and burn a little bit, get through this before our game tonight. Loosen up, have some fun.
What do I tell Sylvia? What do I tell the children? It's not bad enough that their mother a little earlier and you'd have beaten the other bandits to my crops. But I guess that's on you, isn't it? Ah, finally! Someone who cares about something other than themselves. When they ran away, I saw them following the river north. They're probably hiding up there, waiting to steal from someone else. You come back with my crops, and I'll give you whatever I can. You can't put a price on survival.
Alright. I already love this place. Very Morrowind-esque.
You showed up at a bad word of advice: give a wide berth to the governor's manor. Giatta's about to tear that poor man a new one. Well, I hope you have a stomach for profanity.
Yeah. Huh. A woman shouting profanity at leadership?
She came storming up the hill with a wheelbarrow full of spoiled crops. Then the shouting started.
Animancer's fighting? This I have to...
This isn't the first time Giatta's put the governor in his place, but it... Look around. The town's overgrown,
Just take a blessed day look outside. It doesn't take a genius to see this place is...
The governor's manor is on the far side of town. You can't miss it.
I was hoping to learn some local curses.
Looking forward to...
The Emperor's envoy. Inquisitor Ludwine said you might be heading this way. Captain Alfair of the Steel Garrote. If you're here to speak with Vidaro, I'm afraid you'll find the governor is quite beyond reason. These Valians and their love of animancy. Fair enough, envoy. Talk to the man all you'd like. When diplomacy fails, the Steel Garrote will... Barter for peace, prepare for... We all have our part to play, envoy.
She's as subtle as a broadside.
Does subtle mean something different outside of Solace?
Come on. My invention is guaranteed to enlarge your essence. A moment of your time, my friend. Tell me, what do you know about your soul? Wrong. Your soul is an ancient, wondrous thing, suffused with lifetimes of rich, delicious memory. But it's tired, my friend, heavy with the burden of generations and too weak to survive another turning of the wheel. That's the beauty of it. The first treatments on. The moment you enter the city, I calibrate. So tell me, how do you... Of course you do. Do remember to tell your friend.
You have a thing for sticking your head in the bear's mouth, don't you?
Giata, what's the meaning of this?
Look at these crops. Look at your city. The Dream Scourge is laying waste to our home. How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dream Scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike? In that case, you're right on time.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Tempers are high, but I don't see any assassins. Yet.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion. Very well. I hope you remember that behind these walls, your influence has limits.
I'm sure he didn't come all this way just to challenge your authority. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Emerald Stair used to be a lush First came the invasive species. Roots and mycelium growing
what's up? Thanks
overnight,
for tuning in.
as though nature itself
8
had
p.m.
gone
we got
mad.
some more D&D tonight.
The Dream
so make
Scourge
sure
has
you tune
twisted
back
our
in.
lands, our wildlife, and now, our farms. Then there's no time to waste arguing with bureaucrats.
We definitely...
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did. Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need... Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Must be nice that all the arguing isn't about you, for once.
I'm just trying to stop Giata from hurting herself. I see you're unfamiliar with animancy. Are you going to tell him about your family's
How?
I know it was an accident.
While we argue among ourselves... Really? Unexpected from an Adiran. Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my...
Your request is denied, Giata.
I wasn't
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Giata Castel, from this day...
Banished?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Giata is an outcast. Perhaps, but I can't just let her continue to poison the minds of my animancers.
They aren't your animancers. Your father understood that.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Messiverna. But you haven't even... Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west, by the workshop.
I'll find us another bedroom.
Anjo. Look out for her, Fidelio. How hard could that have been? If I could help myself, do you think I'd be in here? I don't mean that. I have a lot on my plate. I'd like to be. They're out searching. Someone had to hold down the fort. My 2 youngest rangers were supposed to report back from their route. I assumed they'd turn up. Praise Helia. Their names are Belena and Ada. They were good rangers once. But since they've caught each other's eye, all they do is sneak off. I wouldn't have put it that...
Well, there's worse places to make the four-legged beast. I promise you that.
New recruits running off with each other? Oh man, this brings me...
Anyway, I never thought I had... They always found their way back. They're out there, all alone. The last time I saw them, I sent them to patrol. If you go that way, please, keep it...
2 young Nemdutin wandering out by a river. Consider them found.
Maybe we don't know. So give them a while. You know what I mean?
That did not go as I had planned. I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giata, some manners, if you please.
Why start now?
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego. What does he know? He isn't even an animancer.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Misiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone.
I wish I could take credit for Giata's stubbornness, but she learned that on her own.
Thanks, old man. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want. On my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long. I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you. I never expected to see an Adiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of animancers. Likewise, they should be educational for us both. Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you.
Doing?
Hey,
there
what's
aren't
happening?
many godlike left these days.
Hey, all good.
Wouldn't that
happening
be a
tonight?
coincidence?
I think we're gonna try
I
to
only
play,
bring it
but
up because
we shall
Animancy
see.
might offer us some insight into your nature.
We shall see.
Keep
I
an
haven't
open
heard from
mind.
Matt and Josh.
While
was
I pack up my
touch and go
belongings,
at
you
work.
can help me by...
But I'm here playing some Avowed,
Bye.
and it's amazing.
I know, I saw it.
It's so
Is it good? You feel good about it?
I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Nice.
No, sorry.
It's just it's
I don't
an
know what came
updated,
over
better
me.
Skyrim.
I just realized this
Cooler
is the
magic,
end.
better combat.
I have
but-
to leave
The
for
magic is what got
Misiverno.
me. It looked really gorgeous.
Yeah,
Never.
really cool art. It's a good story. The story plays out like Baldur's Gate 3, like a god talking. Blah, blah.
And it's just first person. Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I would love that. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been... Today, that changed. I hope so. Because we're running out of options.
How are you doing?
Monto Pastor is in the workshop due
I'm
west.
doing okay.
He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods
This
are
last couple weeks have been a little rough,
controversial,
but things are
but
starting
useful.
to settle down again.
She lives in a
Yeah, I
cottage
feel you
southeast
on
of
that.
town.
It's been so
And then there's Yvette and Remy, our
especially at my
philosophers.
job.
You'll find them at the docks,
Okay, I
southeast
want to
of
go
Fjord.
home.
Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name, and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
Godlike, Imperial
Like, I wasn't
envoy,
able to get
research
any
assistant.
drawing done. So I'm like, okay, I'll do poetry. I'll do my poetry.
I saw
That was my, yeah, that was like my little creative thing. And
yeah, missing, but finding it where I can get it, basically.
yes,
Salt Monto. Where are you, Monto? You son of a bitch. Grabbing from the floor. Grabbing from the floor.
Ale and Tavern had an update.
Oh, really?
Ale and Tail Tavern. Yeah.
We'll get thrown out of the pub.
Small one. Looks like a hot fix.
We're all ready.
Oh, they had a UI overhaul. Nice.
Huh. When did that happen?
And then Enshrouded had an update too.
Some water.
I played the Enshrouded.
Ado, welcome to my fine establishment. I make.
I made some progress on my jade art. I'll finish some of that tonight. I don't know if I'm in the campaign or not tonight or the next session.
I think we're just
Genuine
doing
healing
one
case.
shot
Coolies.
Oh,
finish it.
you startled me.
I love how it's
This
like
old
a one
woman
shot,
can
but then
get
it's like 3 sessions. That's always how it is, and that makes it fun.
Yeah. We will find
It's
out.
getting here.
Matt showed
The
up.
failing crops,
We
the
got
strange beasts, and even the dream
me,
scourge are
Mark,
all the result
Alex,
of our neglect of the
Hopefully
dead.
Josh. I haven't heard from Matt all day.
How's Matt been?
I was
think,
calling on
he
the
leaves for
spirits of the
Japan
recently
Wednesday.
dead to follow the guidance of Bareth.
Yeah,
God
everybody's
of
going
death.
over there, huh?
I am asking the
Exodus.
spirits to
He goes
forgive
like
us for our
3 or 4
negligence
times a year.
and continue on their
Oh,
way
God
without
damn it.
anger. The dead of Fjord expect certain rituals to be carried out.
That's awesome.
Exactly the case. With everything happening
then
and my
we
own
go up to
advanced age,
19.
I have had trouble keeping up.
I'm super excited.
Our
for it.
recent dead require a final meal to ease their
Well, I bet she's
passage
gonna
from
love
life.
it. Has she been before?
Without it,
She went for work
they
for a
can't
few
rejoin
days.
the cycle.
We're going out for
You've
2
got
weeks.
people waiting in line for their
Nice.
next meal, and you want to.
I got food from the grain
Yeah,
merchant
I've got
stores.
spring
I just
starting up
need
over
someone
there.
to leave
It's
it at the
gonna be awesome.
graves.
Take all the
The
pictures.
dead will take it from there.
Flesh and bone. They bring the fruit to those who cannot
Later this
eat.
year,
What tree calls for its branches to endure
Garrett's
these
family wants
rituals?
to take me to the Virgin Islands with them.
Oh, that'd be fun. You should.
Yeah, I've never been, so
Oh, you'll love
figure
it.
that out. I'm trying to plan a trip to Florida to see
Of
my sister
course.
sometime this
I
year.
follow a Valian tradition that teaches that the journey back to
telling
the
them, like,
cycle
yo, you guys
is
should
a
totally go to
long and
Arizona.
perilous one. Bareth
It's
appears
great
as
over
the
there.
usher
There's
to
a
guide
grid
souls
system.
into the
There's-
next life.
There's no poor
But
people.
those lose their way.
You know,
Risk the
so I'm like
ire of
trying
the
to
pallid night.
figure things out.
We offer food to the recently dead to still
what
their
happens.
minds and give them something to offer should the night demand her toll.
I don't even know if I'm gonna go or not because I got Doggy here and I don't want to leave Doggy.
The
alone,
recently
so-
dead are nearly
you
as
guys go.
alive
I'll be
as you
home.
or I. Many
Figure it
don't
out.
believe they're dead, and many rebel against Barrett's beckoning.
I'm gonna
Any
start
peace we can offer only helps them accept their fate and move on to the next life.
All right, just tell me how much money you're going to give me to go
You
do
must
this
take
thing.
these offerings of food and place them at 3 grave sites
where
Money
the
or
recently
favors?
dead lay.
Are you streaming?
The first
Yeah.
offering goes to a cliffside grave on the southern coast. The second offering goes to a grave in the swamp, far to the west from here.
And the third?
The final offering should be taken to the truffle farm east of Fure, where a family lost
Should
their
we
lives.
start having conversations about Comic-Con in 2025?
We absolutely can. I need to figure out, get a table reserved. Last time I checked, they weren't open yet. I'm sure they are now.
Yeah.
I believe it will do exactly that.
I know I've got to
The
start
spirit-
popping out art and things. I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
And the living can move on from this
I've
recent
been
tragedy.
literally so locked
Be
in
careful,
at work
friends.
that I
The
haven't
angry spirits lash
I
out
haven't
blindly.
thought
I
about it too
cannot
much.
predict what awaits you at these graves.
Next time you want
I
to.
mean, it's not
I
the worst
can't
thing in
thank
the
you
world
enough
if we
for
just have
helping
like a
to ease
hangout
the
session
conscience
outside
of an
the
old
Comic-Con
lady.
versus, you know,
Please.
then we
even
can
if we're,
film
like,
for
there
next
Return
live
when your
streaming,
rituals are
hanging out.
complete.
But I'm gonna try to get. I think the table's only $400.
400. Fuck. I remember when they were 200. Shit.
Rejuvenate
But,
and revitalize your personal assets.
My thing right now, I just. Ooh, that's a lot of power. Yeah.
Oh, those
Excuse
poor.
my language.
Be
I,
careful with all that Muna. I have a theory. Ah, those. The Trentons. A bunch of buxels, if you ask me. But they are dangerous. Watch yourself out there.
Whatever, we'll figure it out. They're gonna be like, oh,
You
really?
ever
You're
think,
going to Comic-Con?
what if
huh?
I wasn't a ranger?
What about this house you're building?
Of course. What would you do?
I have a lot of things to kill. But yeah, we will be there in some capacity.
Yeah. Could always plan for next year too, for like a big boom. You know?
Oh.
Yeah.
I heard there was a new arrival, but
So
I
crazy
didn't
busy.
expect a godlike.
Yeah.
Welcome
I know
to
you
our
feel it.
modest workshop.
Yeah, I was not paid for moving machines. I'm like, you're kidding me, right, bro? Like, really? So, but I did it.
Giada, what a loss. I owe that young woman more than I could
cardio.
ever repay. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked. Ha! A novel idea, that. What I need is a stronger power source. We
Looks
can't
super
make
like Baldur's
something
Gate.
out of nothing.
Yeah.
We're still limited by our resources.
Even the
Look
storytelling.
here.
I could
Even
use
the
a large
storytelling.
single block of Artra, but harvesting it is difficult in this environment. Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove.
Okay.
Indeed, but that well is almost dry. I need more.
Okay.
An Adragon's heart
What
can
class are
hold
you?
an immense amount of essence.
Like a
The
fighter.
grove is to
Maybe
the
like
west,
a-
across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgon queen holds court there.
I haven't really
You
Sounds
may
like a
be able
perception
to
check.
retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgon in these parts are hostile to Keith. So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delamgon queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully, try not to kill her guards.
Killing our guards.
Do be careful. Emerald Stair is not itself these days.
Well, let's go. That Atragon's heart isn't gonna yank itself out.
Alright, I got assault with Aelia and Veta and Remy. Yeah, what I really like about this game, where Skyrim doesn't really hold it, is this bad boy. Guns.
Oh, you got a flintlock. Okay.
Yeah, and they have like big like blunderbuss.
Okay.
And it's kind of like Mass Effect.
This is
you
very cyberpunk.
Yeah, you get like partners that follow you around and you get a wheel. It's like Mass Effect where they can do different powers.
Okay.
It's fun. It's very like Druid story.
I feel that. I can
It's all
definitely see
about
that.
like
Yeah,
the world like
I
taking
played too much
over
about that thing
the land.
Did you know?
See it.
Captain Masoni said he'd never seen anything like it.
I really don't think you can deny that everything Roman from Europe obviously comes from.
This area reminds me of a Morrowind map. The last area I played was very Oblivion-like. I think there's 4 areas where it takes place in, from what I've seen and what people are talking about.
This is very Morrowind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The effects, the fog and whatnot. I'm such a graphics whore, I really am.
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty.
Those are no ordinary
You set up
lands.
Yeah, take a long rest and talk to everyone.
A godlike in Emerald's Den. I'd offer to shake your hand, but I've been elbow deep in Beatrice all day.
Okay.
Try and use their names, if you don't mind. It builds their confidence. As you can see, this is my reanimated corpse farm.
Oh, and what do you use for fertilizer? Other corpses?
Lovely.
I'm trying to demonstrate the value of undead labor. But of course, nothing is ever that simple.
The value
What
of
am I supposed
undead
to do?
labor.
Just let
Okay.
them decompose?
That's
Reanimated
different.
corpses are the future of manual labor. Cost-effective,
character
low
has, like,
maintenance,
this
and
fungus that
very
grows on
friendly.
And like
Now, Beatrice
there's
is
this
being
madness
a
that's,
real
like,
problem,
taking
if you
over
can believe
people
it.
that make them fight each other.
Would you be a
it's
dear and reach
basically
into
just
her
like
guts? Feel around for
Gaia
anything
taking
that doesn't
over,
belong.
picking people
Okay.
out.
Interesting. Alrighty.
Giatta Castel wants my professional opinion. What an honor.
Right?
I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have
Everyone's
to
got the
ask.
clap.
Is it true? Did Vidaro kick her out of town?
I'm afraid he did.
He's a bigger fool than I thought.
That's what I'm
Very
saying.
well. I'll tell you what I know about the
Have I told
Dream
you that
Scourge.
I love you
But first,
recently?
I need some help around the farm. I'm up to my ears in chores
Sorry.
around here, and the Revenants can
Just
only do
role-playing
so
my
much.
character. The
They
first
can't do
girl he sees.
complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo.
Of course, it's silly. How could I say that? We just met. But have I told you that? Sylvia isn't a coward. Go.
Silvo is one of my Revenants. My oldest, my favorite, and the pride of my flock. Someone needs to put a poor fellow out to pasture. And
Well, it's already dead. That's the hard part done right there.
when a Revenant goes bad, there's a... Thank you for understanding. You can find Silvo in the barn. He's blocked the door somehow, but we just...
So, we're killing
Alright.
weapons. She just couldn't come out and say that?
And this is why I don't take pets.
Silvio! God, you are weird. You guys are weird. Silvio, time to die.
This looks like awesome.
Well, 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 Silvio.
Here they come.
Silvio. Go
Good
to the
fight.
back of that for good measure. Silvio is dead. I knew I said I was gonna make it quick, but you put up the fight.
I saw you reach into Beatrice. Find anything interesting?
Yeah.
Poor Silvo. He was a bright young revenant, but a very old man. Thank you for giving him peace. So, the Dream Scourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it is older by far. Maybe even as old as the living lands. The exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the dreamscape. They have a common ancestor.
Over the top.
There's something about the essence in the living
Wookiees.
lands that's different
No,
from
Ewoks.
anywhere else I've seen.
Like who's from like Whoville?
And end up like Giata. No,
I'm sure I'll
thank
be
you.
shooting one in
The
face
corpses,
shortly.
they need me. Not to get too superstitious, but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence.
The corpses,
You
they
are
need
meant to be
me.
here. Toward what end, only you can say. Well, I'm happy to give her some good news for a change. You...
Oh, and thank you for the nightmare fuel.
Alright, here, I'll show
I
you
really
my,
have been sleeping entirely too well lately.
skill class. Ooh, I got a point to spend. Put in Dexter.
Hand references. Okay.
Lately.
I'm remembering why people find this place unsettling.
I feel like there's a VR portal or something into this. Where you, yeah, I can tell by the flailing hands.
But I think that Skyrim kind of does better than this game. Lockpicking is more fun in Skyrim.
Okay.
But also, like in Skyrim, maybe it'll pick up all this stuff, like knock it over. Kind of like one-dimensional.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like,
Our godlike
there's
blessed
no
is for curse.
stealing.
The gods are silent on this question.
Neither. They just
whack.
are.
Just go
Anything else
rob
is
the port.
There's no repercussions, there's no guards looking after you. Yeah, that's a fail.
Remy, look what I found. A genuine godlike.
Hey, that's me.
Do you think they can hear us?
Let's find out. Hello, me, Yvette. You friend? Remy, take a note. Fluent
Loving this
speech and
multicultural
upright
kind of
posture
group of
show
people.
marks of sophistication in the endangered godlike.
Yeah.
We heard that Giada partnered up with an
On the first
outsider,
map, like you go to, you
but I
have
had
to
no
help
idea
rescue
you were a
bathhouse.
godlike.
You have to
Fascinating.
like smuggle in contraceptives.
Mhm.
And they're like, "What do you want to do? Give it to him, or you want to not give it to him?" And you're like, "I'm giving him the contraceptives because I'm gonna be banging these whores. I'm the hero."
I suppose we owe her a favor. Or two.
Giada must have sent you to
And
be
then you
our
gotta like
test
explain
subject.
to the god
She
like,
knows how we adore
why
your
the
kind.
choices you chose. and,
Satisfy our curiosity and we'll
what
give
is
you everything Giada needs to finish her research.
It's
Deal?
interesting. And then you have basically you have to teach the god like why you do the things.
Let's begin the
Oh,
examination.
interesting.
If you could choose, who or what would you be in your next life? Next time you go around the wheel, you might not get so lucky.
Who wouldn't? My turn. Some would call you blessed. Others would call you cursed.
Mushroom.
The fact
okay.
remains, you are touched by the gods.
Yes, I am.
Wouldn't you say that you owe something to the rest of us? So, You believe
Oh,
we
you should,
need
lady.
your help. Interesting.
Oh, I thought of another. We all know that godlike can't reproduce. How do you plan on leaving a legacy after you're gone?
Ooh, that's a great question. People really.
The godlikes are sterile.
I guess so.
Very optimistic, aren't we?
Well.
I think that covers everything. Thank you for that brilliant insight, godlike. You're a credit.
So, Giata wants
they're
to
just
know all
Ken
about
dolls.
the Dream Scourge, yes? Such has been her research of late. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
The Dream Scourge is proof that an unprecedented metaphysical disaster can take place at any time.
Yeah.
Well, that's a load off my mind. Sure beats not constantly worrying about the future.
How's that good news?
Giata will be interested to learn that the Dream Scourge cannot just be studied in a lab. Its nature is wild, so it has to be studied in the wild. Our machines and experiments would meddle with it too much.
And like anything affecting the soul, it must be connected to essence. Thus, if she wishes to discover more about the Dream Scourge, a Pillar of Adra would be a good place to start. Trust in animancy to all.
It would have to be a very ancient pillar. Giata would know the details. An entity, you say? If this entity is your patron, that's all perfectly natural. With enough essence and a capable animancer, perhaps you could trace this tether.
Right, and with a little fresh sake, you can follow an ogre back to its lair. Still wouldn't recommend it.
Just be careful that your tether doesn't snap back and kill you in the process.
Now that we've researched the mind of a godlike, the next step is anatomy. But we've taken enough of your time. Farewell.
Know about my chins?
Hurry, before they change their minds.
Ugh, I might have
Chins?
dozed off there for a bit. Were any
Or
of those
maybe
words
a
the ones we
test
needed?
Oh,
Oh, Chin Chin.
great, Giata Castel.
Oh, Chin Chin Sama.
Out into the wild we go. How much time we got? We got 20 minutes left in the stream before I gotta get ready. Okay, travel people and dies unlocked, alright. I see you guys need to all talk to me. We'll talk at camp. There are no mounts in this game, however, there's interest.
$70 and no mounts.
Stay back!
Come and get it!
Better weapons.
Yeah, I know. I need a
Isokso!
You guys aren't playing. Oh god, there's more of them. Shit, boys. Put this shit. Whenever you pull your tits.
Everyone okay?
My tits are calm.
Everyone chill out. Everyone's dead. Use the lube.
Bonjour.
What's up, Mark?
Hey, Mark. Miss you.
Yeah, how you been?
Everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
That's the way of it, but how are you?
I am doing better.
I'm glad to hear that. How you doing, Matt?
Oh, I'm doing good. Just playing a little bit of Avowed before we get going tonight.
Oh, guest stars. Very nice.
Yeah, I haven't heard from Matt Smith today, though, so...
He just posted in the chat. Or in Discord.
Yes, question mark, okay.
Have we heard from Josh?
Josh says he's going to try to make it, but he might be a little bit late.
Okay.
You guys doing side story today?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we're not quite ready to get Spelljammer back up and going yet.
That's totally understandable. I'm here doodling and doodling.
I'm going to go kill this person on the screen. Time to die! Oh, good lord, that is very scary.
Dear heavens.
Oh, good heavens.
Matt's over here just, getting high off shrooms and plugging whores. I'm drawing titties.
Nice.
I'm trying.
Like, scary movie too, and he's like, hey, come take a look at this. And it's Tim Curry's like, is it titties?
Didn't that photography letter say she was
Nice.
Let's see what we got.
Bang, backside.
Grace.
Mike, do I owe you any literature?
Currently, I have not requested any in there.
Okay.
Will there be a request? I have yet to determine.
That's all of them.
Right.
I'm still ironing out the first act.
I've thrown a lot at you, so that's why I'm like curious. Like, do I need to?
The hell is this thing?
Couldn't be.
Kill the Earth Blight. These are those scary things at the bottom of the hill that I was trying to avoid. Yes. Earthlight?
Something's not right here.
I know something's not right. That's why we're here.
I'm sick.
Over here.
I'm sick. I'm sick. He's up so.
powers of might. Just randomly flower petals out of nowhere. I'm like, okay.
Seek!
We done? Did we do it? Fine round shield. I'll take it. Alright. We did it, guys. Congratulations.
Proud of you.
Look at all that common loot.
I found out today that you have to upgrade your loot to get it to drop better loot, so I'm gonna screw myself here. But that's okay. That's okay. We did the mission, guys. We finished the episode. We're gonna get in a hot save here. Then we're gonna get ready for tonight's episode.
Yeah.
Hey.
You guys have fun. I'll support from the shadows.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for playing with me. Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna be live tonight playing some D&D. Dayton's coming back.